Thanks for inviting us in tonight at 11. We want to begin with this devastating update tonight as the Richmond community prepares to say goodbye to Officer Seara Burton. After weeks of fighting in the hospital, doctors now tell us she will never recover. Tonight, our Emily Longnecker kicks off our coverage with how that city is now coping.
You know, it was 3 weeks ago tonight that Richmond police officer Seara Burton was shot during a traffic stop. Now with the news coming out earlier today that her injuries are unrecoverable, this is a police department and a community in a lot of pain. It was the news a police department and community had been praying wouldn't come. But as word spread Wednesday afternoon that Richmond police officer Seara Burton would be taken off life support Thursday, people came to pay their respects.
I came to light a candle and leave a flower.
Carla Chastain is a retired police officer that knows the dangers of the job.
You always expect it to happen in the big cities. You don't expect it to happen in our small town.
A feeling shared by other Richmond residents asking the question, how could it happen here?
For it to hit so close to home, it was just shocking.
$50 Lux Lizzie's gift card. Woo! Thank you. And a Sierra Strong sticker.
Hours after the devastating news, this local boutique held a live auction on Facebook.
Sean Wright, $100.
With items donated from local businesses, all to raise money for a fund in Burton's name.
We want to honor, like I said, honor her and her sacrifice for our community.
The owner of Lux Lizzie's boutique says Wednesday's fundraiser had already been planned when they got the news Burton wasn't going to recover.
We're crushed.
There was never a thought to reschedule, though. They pushed through their own grief to support Officer Burton.
We have cried throughout, but the bottom line is we're honoring Seara, and the fact that there's so much support is so heartwarming. There's so much good still out there.
Terry Davidson starting at $155.
And one Richmond police officer told me tonight that there are a lot of fellow officers hurting inside that building while remaining professional. Richmond Police Chief Michael Britt telling me he feels like he is losing one of his children, calling this all an absolute tragedy.
And tonight our hearts are with the Richmond community and her family. Officer Burton becomes the second Indiana officer that we've lost in the line of duty in a month. Elwood officer Noah Chenevez was killed on July 31st after a traffic stop. Police say that Carl Roy Webb Boards II shot through the officer's windshield before Chenevez could even get out of his car. A search through his criminal past revealed this was not his first time shooting at police. In fact, he was sentenced to 25 years after shooting at IMPD officers back in 2006, but he only served 13 years of that sentence. Board tonight faces the death penalty if found guilty for this latest shooting that killed Officer Chenevez.
Tonight, we're working to find out if the man accused of shooting Officer Seara Burton will face upgraded charges now that she's being taken off life support. Philip Lee was originally charged with attempted murder and unlawful possession of a gun by a serious violent felon. Police say he shot Officer Burton after he was pulled over for a traffic stop on August 10th. In the weeks since, we've dug through Lee's extensive criminal history. His rap sheet goes back 28 years, including more than 40 crimes like burglary, battery, car theft, drug possession, and several cases of resisting police. In all, he spent 22 of the last 28 years in state prison, and he'd only been out for about 8 months before the shooting involving Officer Burton. He was arrested in 2017 for illegal gun charges. Now, he could have been in prison for more than a decade, but prosecutors accepted a plea agreement giving Lee 4 years behind bars. That's despite his violent history, including running from police, trying to steal an officer's gun, biting an officer, and saying he'd shoot any officer he encountered before going to jail. You can read our 13 Investigates report on his criminal history and hear perspective from prosecutors on his 2017 plea deal. That's all posted right now on WTHR.com.